brave loser. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my thoughts and impressions regarding the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh VRAINS, episode 60, and I gotta be honest with you guys, with the exception of like the very beginning of the episode and the big cliffhanger at the end of the episode, there wasn't a whole lot to this episode, in my opinion, so this review is probably going to be very short. But at risk of rambling about that any longer, let's talk about the actual episode. So the episode begins back at the hot dog truck with Takeru, Yusaku, and Kusanagi, and they're talking about Playmaker's duel with Bowman, and how Bowman proclaimed to be the real Playmaker and knew all these details about the lost incident, which makes them wonder even more who this Bowman character is. Although, like I said last episode, the Knights of Hanoi have probably already got a good handle on just what Bowman is. It's not a who, it's a what. But anyway, that's not the point of the episode. So as they're talking about this, the attention turns to Kusanagi, who assures Yusaku that it is okay, because Yusaku, it feels like he's let Kusanagi down. He's just like, I'm sorry, I failed you, we didn't get back the consciousness data, we let Bowman get away, and Kusangi's like, don't sweat about it, you know, this is going to take time. All we can do now is sit and wait for Bowman to reappear in order to get more information. And that's when he turns everyone's attention to the newest addition to the food truck. He's added another VRAINS access room there for Takeru or Soulburner. And he basically goes on to say that Playmaker and Soulburner are going to be doing a lot of missions together. And then he says, for now, we've got another job that all three of us are going to be needed for, and that is combing through the data that was collected near the gate. We then go back to VRAINS, and we see Zaizen there, and he's holding a meeting with Go and Blood Shepherd. And Go is furious because Zaizen basically explains the whole gate thing, and Go is furious about this. He's like, well, why didn't you tell us? And Zaizen says, I'm not obligated to tell you everything. He said, your job is just to capture Playmaker and the Ignis. And as this is going on, Zaizen pretty much echoes the same thing we heard Kusanagi say, which is, we're going to have to wait until the gate reappears. And that's when the attention turns to Blood Shepherd. And Blood Shepherd is just like, you don't tell me what to do, as he logs off. And Go turns to Zaizen and says, can you trust him? And Zaizen says, as a hunter, yes, I can trust him. But that's essentially as far as it goes. So I'm really not sure whether Zaizen trusts Blood Shepherd all the way or not. But, I mean, how could you trust somebody with the name Blood Shepherd? And we do learn a little while later what Blood Shepherd is actually up to and what he has up his sleeve. Because, of course, he's still furious that Zaizen knows next to nothing about Soulburner in the Flame Ignis, and he's determined to figure it out on his own. So after meeting with Go and Blood Shepherd, Zaizen returns to the real world, and he holds a meeting with his little sister Aoi and Emma. And basically he's assuring them the same thing he's told Go and Blood Shepherd, and says basically, this is what happened. There's a gate, disappeared, don't know anything. And they're actually going on about who Playmaker really could be, because Zaizen wants to talk to Playmaker in real life, not on VRAINS, wants to talk to the real Playmaker. And that's when Aoi and Emma are like, we don't know who he is. You know, he's got all these traits. He's a skilled hacker. He's an inept duelist. He knows just about everything about the Knights of Hanoi, and yet we don't know who he is, where he is, whatever. So this meeting goes on, and basically these three are all in agreement that they need to find the real life Playmaker in order to speak with him. But they're not sure about how to go around that. And as the episode goes on, Aoi, or Blue Girl, brings up Brave Max, because as you know, Brave Max has proclaimed throughout all of Season 2 and most of Season 1, frankly, although he's an annoying fanboy is all he is, he's proclaiming to be Playmaker's best friend. And Aoi says, if you want to find out who Playmaker really is, maybe, just maybe, Brave Max might know something. So Emma and Aoi work together. They manage to get Brave Max into Vrains, and Emma actually ends up dueling him. And this duel is not... it's not the most exciting duel that Vrains has ever done. I'm going to be flat out honest with you guys. The duel really didn't catch my attention much, because for the most part, it was Emma wiping the floor with Brave Max, although there were a couple of times where he managed to surprise her. Ultimately, in the end, though, Ghost Girl Emma, she ends up winning the duel, rather. Sorry about that, guys. She ends up winning the duel. Brave Max loses, and essentially Emma turns to Aoi after the fact and says, well, this was a colossal waste of my time. And yeah, that was pretty much the whole duel. We watch Emma or Ghost Girl wipe the floor with Brave Max, and yeah, it was essentially a waste of time. I agree with you there, Emma, but anyway, so we see that go on, and Blue Girl Aoi at this point is just saying, sorry for wasting your time, it was a stupid idea, stupid thought. And then we actually conclude the episode with this. This was the big bombshell, because after the duel, all of a sudden this gate appears. It's the same gate, or it looks to be the same gate as what appeared the first time in the restricted area. But this time, the gate is located on one of the upper pillars of the new Link Vrains that is not open yet. It's still under construction. And they see this. Everybody sees this. Zaizen sees it. Playmaker or Yusaku, Tukaru, and Kusanagi, they all see it in the food truck on the computer screens. Everybody sees it. And basically, Playmaker and I's first reaction is, what is Wendy up to? Because they're assuming that Wendy created the gate up there. But alas, that turns out not to be true. So with the gate appearing and knowing that this is their only opportunity to get any leads on Bowman and what happened, Yusaku and Tukaru, they take off for Vrains. And they arrive in Vrains, they start heading towards the gate, but it's apparent that something is really wrong here. Because even Kusanagi notices it a few minutes after they leave. He looks at the screen, he's like, wait, this is different. No, it's a trap. And sure enough, this gate is a trap. It was created by Blood Shepherd originally to capture Playmaker, so that he could claim the bounty on him and everything. But as the two approach this gate here, it ends up becoming a vortex, and it actually starts drawing Playmaker into it. But Playmaker somehow is able to dodge it and get out of the way, but Soulburner is not as fortunate and ends up getting sucked into the gate, and the gate closes. And that's pretty much the episode. So yeah, the episode began with pretty much a waiting game and ended up on a climactic cliffhanger for Soulburner. And that was pretty much the episode. In the middle of this episode, there wasn't really a whole lot to it, again, in my opinion. So anyway, with that being said, overall, I give this episode a 5 out of 10. This is really an episode of Vrains where it's not entirely necessary. I guess I do see the premise behind it, at least at the beginning and the end, but the middle of it just really, they could have gotten away with not doing it, in my opinion. But that's just me. So at risk of further rambling, those are my thoughts on the episode. And as always, in the comment section down below, let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What were your thoughts on the duel? What are your thoughts on the big Soulburner cliffhanger? Just let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all this in the comment section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.